say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So happy to have you here for a midweek edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This should be an intriguing contest. Brian Anderson here, joined by the Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. We'll hear from Allie LaForce as well. And for an idea of how the league is shaping up right now, take a look at these latest power rankings. Well, they're struggling to make a move, despite a commendable effort on their part.
Well, right now for the Pistons, they have been impressive in these first few weeks of play, making moves to advance themselves up the ranks. A lot of hard work and effort went into making this happen.
So here are the Jazz starting five. We've got Walker Kessler, Lauri Markkanen out there with Kyle Filipowski. Then there's George, and it's Bailey in at the 2. And for Detroit, Ivy and Thompson are the 2 and the 3. Then it's Duren, then there's Cunningham, and it's Skinny in at the 4. With a handful of games played now, we can start to get a sense of how things might shape up this season, Stan.
Yeah, you can get a feel for how things might stack up in a few months' time. You see which teams have put something special together and which teams still have work to do. Well, Markkanen's put in the work, and he's got no trouble absorbing some contact.
Well, Lauri Markkanen comes from a family full of athletes, Grant.
Oh, yes, indeed, B.A. Lauri's mom and dad were both pro basketball players, and so was one of his brothers. And his other brother is a professional soccer player, so it definitely runs in the family.
For Lauri Markkanen, a really talented scorer, Stan. How do you think he's fared with more responsibility?
B.A., I think he's done very well. He's a prototypical stretch 4 who scores at an efficient rate, and with his elevated role, he's just grown in his confidence.
Shot clock at 6. Cunningham up top, George defending, and it's Cunningham missing. It's George on the wing. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Filipowski, covered by Duren. Back to Filipowski. Utah moving the ball around. Here's George. That's no good. Couldn't get his first one to go. Ivy with the ball, and Kessler picks him up defensively. Cunningham with the ball, coming off a solid outing against Memphis. Lets it fly. Nails the wide-open jumper.
He's really a versatile scorer. Cunningham fits in any scheme.
Pass to Kessler. Here's George. The 3 ball. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Ivy passes to Skinny. About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Pass to Cunningham. The Pistons need to get one up quick. Shot's blocked. George against Cunningham. And here's Markkanen. Kessler, a screen on Ivy. And here's Bailey for 3. Another 3 for Utah.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
Pistons trail by 8. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with J.B. Bickerstaff. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight, and he said we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Guys?
Okay, thanks, Allie. Markkanen outside. Pass to Filipowski. Back to Markkanen. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Bailey's shot is off. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. It's a 5-point game. This game against Utah, the first time they've met this year.
Yeah, they had some trouble with this team last year, splitting the season series.
Here's Skinny. In his last outing, 10 points for him. And here's Ivy from the arc. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll head to the line for three. And Jaden Ivey, we've seen him come a long way as a player, Coach.
Yeah, it took some time, B.A., but we're now seeing the full range of his talent. He can be a force on offense and an absolute pest on D.
3 shots.
And that one misses.
And when you talk about Ivy, his explosiveness really stands out, especially when he's running the floor.
Good on the second one. Well, you need a real big-time star to win in this league. And Grant, the Pistons have that in Cade Cunningham.
Oh my, B.A. It took until year 4 for him to really break through. Already a player who can impact the game in so many ways, but when his numbers go up across the board, that's doing something special.
And over the 5 decades of the Jazz franchise history, almost half of those years, they were coached by the great Jerry Sloan.
Well, the Jazz were a team that took on Jerry Sloan's toughness and a willingness to fight at all times. Those days are in the past, but they still echo in Utah.
Now here's George. 27 points his last game.
And excellent perimeter offense so far. Their shooters are clearly in a great rhythm.
Here's Thompson. No made baskets yet. Here's Skinny. Ooh, hits the difficult fadeaway jumper.
And just using the size advantage he has, I mean, he can easily see over the defense.
Yeah, there's not much else the defender can do there.
Here's Bailey. His last outing, he had 20. Marketed from long range. And Ivy pulls it down. Pistons trail by 4. Pass to Skinny. There's Cunningham with a 3. And that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good.
Wow, Cunningham dialing it up from three-point range.
Marketing outside. Utah moving the ball around. Now Kessler. Now here's Marketing. George drives in. Blocked!
You can see the length of Cunningham there, and his timing helped out on that block, too.
And we have to take another look at that block.
And this is exactly why he's out here, in order to block shots in tight games like this.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. The top pick in his draft, Cade Cunningham, was brought in to turn the Pistons around, Coach.
Well, absolutely, B.A., but people got frustrated that it didn't happen right away. But after some good personal years, but not so good for the team, B.A. Cade led the Pistons to the playoffs last year.
And since we have a moment, here are last year's most efficient scorers around the league. Jalen Duren is second.
So consistent from the floor. He shot it at a great clip last season.
And here's Bailey for three. Utah with another miss. The Pistons trailing. Boy, the offense has been on point.
They have great timing and great communication. So hard to get stops against them. Oh, one of the better attackers of the rim. Ivy will not be stopped.
Pass to Filipowski. Here's Bailey. Ivy defends. Here's Filipowski. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. And Stan, the Pistons' J.B. Bickerstaff, the runner-up last season for Coach of the Year.
Well, yeah, instead it went to Kenny Atkinson, who replaced him in Cleveland. But B.A. talking about landing on your feet, Bickerstaff showing again he can turn things around.
He's off on the first. And the Jazz haven't been past the second round since 2007. Now trying to build a contender.
Well, B.A., they know in the West that's a tall order. They got to be patient and build this thing from the ground up.
No good on the second free throw. And a contract extension this summer for Jazz head coach Will Hardy.
Well, one of the youngest head coaches in the league. He has the respect of all of the other head coaches. He's part of that Spurs coaching tree, and his extension runs through 2031, which is a nice commitment from the Jazz.
Here's Filipowski. Following the score by Detroit. Markkanen outside. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Detroit leading by 3. Cunningham passes to Ivy. Cunningham deciding where to go with it. Just 5 on the clock. Utah grabs the miss. A tough loss coming against Boston in their last game.
It's simple. Your defense has to be razor sharp on the road. You really want to take the crowd out of the game. Easier said than done.
Well, on the road, your defense needs to withstand runs from the other side, and that wasn't the case for them. Right there, the defense collapses on him, so he dishes it. Unselfish basketball.
Ivy outside. Now Cunningham. He's got 10. Thompson in the post. He's guarded by Markkanen. Thompson's shot is off.
Excellent coverage defensively, making it hard on him.
They now take the lead. Bailey's got 5 now.
Yeah, and with those long strides, it doesn't take Bailey long at all to get up the floor.
Pass to Durham. And here's Ivy from the arc. Sinks it from distance. And the Pistons lead by 2.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Checked in for Detroit. Karis LeVert comes in for Ivy. Then for Utah, Sensabaugh is checked in for Filipowski. And it's Collier in for George. Here's Bailey. He's got 5. And Harris throws it down.
A solid athlete with a good vertical. Harris knows how to get inside and hammer it home.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Collier. Markkanen's got room. That's his 3rd basket in 5 shots. Solid work.
Overall, this quarter, he's getting good looks, and he's taking advantage.
To the middle. Stolen by Kessler. Here's Sensabaugh. Kessler, a screen on Harris. And finished off by Kessler.
Inexcusable defense. You can't let Kessler get established inside like this.
LeVert passes to Cunningham. Uses the glass on the layup. Cunningham's got 12 points.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this quarter.
Pass to Bailey. Markkanen right side. Out to the right wing. 6 to shoot. For 3, Collier. They get the rebound. Out left to the wing. Lets the 3 fly. And Lauri Markkanen with the 3. He's got 12.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
How much power from Jalen Duren. Good.
Utah trailing here. Pass to Bailey. And there's a pick. Now Markkanen. The 3. Missed it. 4 for 7 so far in this one. Now here's Cunningham. He's covered closely. Here's Skinny. And here's Duren. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
And he really dominated, working hard to control the glass.
That one goes in.
Yeah, for this coaching staff, they want Bailey operating in the paint. I mean, he's got athleticism and touch.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Plenty of pressure for a player like Cade Cunningham, asked to shoulder the load. He said, that's what I asked for, to be in the NBA, to be in these moments. I try not to shy away from them. He practices meditation, and he says it's really helped me. Anytime I need to just reset, I can do it. Back to you.
Able to dial it in. Okay, thanks for the report, Allie.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
55 seconds left in the first. Here's Collier. He's scoreless. Markkanen with a screen on Cunningham. Pass to Markkanen. Another 3 for Utah.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Now here's Cunningham. 12 points for him. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense now.
It's Markkanen on the wing. And the shot's good. Markkanen's got 17 points. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. It's the Jazz, up 3. Let's take a quick break, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Jazz.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. And there's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
They've got Duncan Robinson. Karis LeVert is out there with Marcus Sasser. Then it's Isaiah Stewart, and it's Harris in at the four-man spot. That's the group for Detroit starting the second. To the inside, Green. And it's hammered home by Green.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use two hands next time. He knows where he is. Here's Sensabaugh. Yet to see a basket. Here's Collier. Clock at 6. Pass to Sensabaugh. The three is up. And it's Harris with the rebound.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
That one's good for 2.
He's often labeled as an outside shooter, but Harris does most of his scoring inside.
Well, Grant, Tobias Harris has been around the league. What's his best asset?
You know, I think it's his reliability and versatility. Harris is always on the floor, having led the NBA in games played multiple times. And he just gets the job done.
Now here's Nurkic. In his last outing, 8 points for him.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
And they've been producing at a high level.
No question, they're in a nice rhythm offensively.
Pass to Stewart. Outside. Green. LeVert outside. Beyond the arc. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
That's a big make for LeVert. Should help his confidence.
Stewart against Nurkic. Takes it inside. Shot's good by Collier. Collier's got his first 2 points.
He's got a big speed advantage in that matchup. Could be a blow by every single time.
Pass to Stewart. So for the Pistons, Thompson, he's checked in for Green. Ivy comes in for Robinson. And Cade Cunningham subbed in for LeVert. Then for Utah, Filipowski, he's checked in for Niang. Lauri Markkanen comes in for Sensabaugh. And it's Keontae George in for Mikhailuk. Now here's Stewart. 8 points in his last time out. Cunningham against George. Just 3 to shoot. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It goes on Keontae George.
Yeah, this guy's so clever and crafty. Cunningham with a world-class fake.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And last season, the Pistons became the first team ever to triple their win total from the previous campaign.
Yeah, going from the worst record in the association in 2024 to a playoff team in 2025. And now they look to just keep on rising.
And the second free throw is good. And one thing about this game, Grant, on any given night, you can see an upset.
Yeah, I mean, BA, it just shows how hard it is to be consistent night in and night out. Every team in the league has quality players. So if you're off your game even just a little, that could be enough to lose it for you.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. Taking a look back at last season, the team leaders in rebounding. 5th, the Jazz.
Their effort on the boards was a point of pride for them. They play a physical style, and it served them well.
And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. Pass to Collier. A deep three. Detroit with a rebound.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
And here's Cunningham. Now here's Stewart. And here's what the Detroit Pistons schedule looks like. On Friday, they kick off a road trip in Brooklyn, where they'll take on the Nets. And then on Sunday, they'll be playing against Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers.
When you look ahead, there are a lot of winnable games, but you really can't think that as a player. You have to take every opponent seriously, because this is the NBA. No game is a freebie.
And it's Cunningham missing.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Shot's good by Collier.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play. Powerful take from Cunningham.
Well, he's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
Pass to Collier. And here's Markkanen, defended by Thompson. Here's Nurkic. 6 on the shot clock. For 3, George can't get it to drop. And so Thompson will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Ivy outside. Three-pointer, no good.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Markkanen outside. The 3. Oh, the soft touch from Markkanen, the 7-footer.
He's been so aggressive on offense, and with the results, you understand why.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
Cunningham outside. Man, is Cunningham talented.
And the defense was all over him, but Cunningham shows some toughness inside.
George outside. Pass to Collier. Now Markkanen fires from deep. And Cunningham pulls it down. Harris outside. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. Now it's a 5-point Pistons lead.
At this stage of his career, Harris is a floor spacer, asked to knock down threes.
Pass to Collier. Utah moving the ball around. Back to Nurkic. Filipowski sets a screen for 3. Collier. And Ivy pulls it down. Detroit leading by 5. Inside, here's Stewart, and finished off by Stewart.
You know, he's run that set a lot, even in his college days. Ivy's aware of every option he has in the pick and roll.
Pass to Collier. Markkanen with a screen on Ivy. Here's Collier. Here's Markkanen. And another miss by Utah. And here's Detroit. They're on a 17-7 run. Harris passes to Cunningham. Now Thompson. Harris right side. Shoots over Collier. And Detroit again with the bucket.
They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Now here's George. Pass to Markkanen. Nurkic a screen on Thompson. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And they say that leadership starts at the top, Stan. How does great ownership and the front office permeate an organization?
Well, you're absolutely right, PA. Leadership starts at the top. And the best owners in this league go out and get great people, and then they empower them. They don't micromanage. They get people to work and use their expertise to build the organization.
The first free throw is good. And last season, the Jazz with the worst record in franchise history, Grant.
You're losing with a plan, though. Utah, such a smart organization. If you're going to tear it down to the studs, do it in a good draft year.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Kessler comes in for Yusuf Nurkic, and Bailey subbed in for Collier. Markkanen hits them both.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
George against Cunningham. Here's Bailey. 10 points for him. To the paint. Here's Filipowski. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
Well, that's a smart play. Taking advantage of the mismatch in close.
Cunningham against George. Now here's Cunningham. Not a lot of room. And it's Cade with the finish inside.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
George passes to Bailey. Kicks it out to Markkanen. George for 3. He buries it from 3. George has got 6.
A lot of confidence from George shooting a 3 early in his career.
Thompson outside. And the officials will call the illegal screen here.
And that's 2 fouls for him so far. But I still think he needs to stay aggressive.
Jazz trail by 4. George finds Markkanen. Back to Filipowski. Pass to Bailey. Now Markkanen. And here's Filipowski. Now here's Markkanen. Defended by Thompson. Clock at 4. There's the 3. Markkanen misses.
Hey, he hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient right now.
Here's Skinny. Now Duren. George defending. George over to help. Thompson outside. And here's Ivy from the arc. Doesn't go in. 2 for 4 in this game. And so George will bring it up for Utah. Pass to Kessler. And stolen by Cunningham. They've got numbers. And he throws it down with one hand.
Oh, rocketing off the floor. Ivy using all of his athletic ability on the jam.
Now Filipowski. Now here's Markkanen. Inside. Here's Kessler. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
And they had early success from the perimeter, but I don't understand how they've gotten away from that here in the second.
Ivy passes to Duren. Here's Skinny, covered by Filipowski. Duren with a screen on George. Cunningham. And again, it's Detroit converting. Jazz trail by 6. Pass to Filipowski. And here's Markkanen. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
The Pistons lead by 6. And we've got 1:18 left to play in the first half. And Keontae George gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Now here's Duren. He has 6. Cunningham, left side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots over George, and it's Cunningham missing. Jazz trail by 6. George, right side. Markkanen for 3. Knocks down the triple. Markkanen's got 8 points in the quarter.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Ivy outside. Cunningham outside. Yep, count it. Cunningham's got 25 points in the game.
Well, this is the story of the night for that defense. They have not been able to contain Cunningham.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. George passes to Bailey. Tries the spin move. Here's Filipowski. And the foul on Jaden Ivey. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Team second.
We've got 13 seconds left in the second. Kessler, a screen on Cunningham. George for 3. That shot off. And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for Detroit. 25 points and counting for him. They have relied heavily on his offense. And Allie LaForce has something for us on the sidelines. Hey, Allie.
On the court now with JB Bickerstaff. Coach, as we approach the second half, what's going to be the deciding factor?
Just maintain. I think there were some things defensively that we left on the table where we gave up some cheap ones because we didn't communicate. So we solved those. I think we give ourselves a good shot going into the half.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter.
Please direct your attention now to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Come line. They're thinking about it. Thinking about the shot. What next? Give it up for our contestant.
Welcome in for halftime. And what's on tap, you ask? I can answer that. So far, it's been a nice outing for the Detroit Pistons.
I usually only see Shaq drool when it comes to food, but their performance on the board tonight, it's getting to him a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, I like what I've seen.
Okay, guys, now let's see what the fans are buzzing about over on social media. And here's a good one. Gerald Hops inquires, what would happen if the league got rid of the three-point line?
I actually love that idea. Get rid of those little guys and running around on the outside. Earn your living in the paint.
Yeah, nope. Let's not go back to the olden days. No, thank you.
Well, you know, the league is always looking for ways to improve and evolve, but I agree. I don't see that one happening anytime soon. Appreciate you joining us. It's been our distinct pleasure, and I mean that. Let's now take you back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game. He has been everywhere.
I'll tell you what, he's still working on his playmaking skills, but he's been tremendous so far in finding the open man.
Well, the way I see it, it's an added bonus. And you can see team chemistry really growing as a result of him racking up the assists.
And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Kicking off the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. We've got Keontae George, Walker Kessler out there with Kyle Filipowski. Then it's Lauri Markkanen, and it's Bailey in at the 2. 4 on the clock. Ivy passes to Skinny. The three-pointer off the mark. Jazz trail by 5. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Bailey. Utah moving the ball around. Markkanen for 3. Offensive rebound. Filipowski, the pass to George. Lays it up and banks it in. George has got 8 points.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close-range look.
Pass to Skinny. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute played. Duren up top, Thompson outside. Ivy with the ball. He's got 9. Out to Thompson. He shoots a 3. And again, no good by Detroit. Jazz trail by 3. Ivy with a double team. Markkanen, the pass to Bailey. Duren against Kessler. Over to the wing. Back to Markkanen. Fires from the wing. George's shot is off. The Pistons lead by 3. Well, with his foundation defensively, Coach, everything else is a bonus for Ausar Thompson.
Yeah, and actually, B.A., he's becoming more proficient on the offensive end. The evolution of Ausar's game, that'll be a big part of this team's success going forward.
An impressive display. How about that look on the AT&T connected cam? Pass to Kessler. Here's Bailey. Ivy defends. Now here's George. And he's going for the lob. Thompson with a steal. Cunningham against George. Here's Skinny. And here's Cunningham. From downtown. Here's Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
You have to put a body on Duren. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
If you see yourself on the big screen, then you know what to do. Show it to them. Catching the sheet. You're on the big screen.
The 2K leaderboard highlighting last season's assist leaders. The 4th spot held by Cade Cunningham.
Not a lot of guys had better vision on the floor than him. He was able to see passing lanes and ready shooters no one else could.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Thompson against George. Pass to Filipowski. Now here's George. Shot clock at 6. This one for 3. Detroit with a rebound. Duren's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Cunningham outside. Shoots over George. Here's Duren. Oh, Kessler with the block.
Well, they might think twice before bringing it inside again. Kessler with ferocious interior defense.
We got to see that one again. That block was all-out effort.
Oh, now that was a block. Some much-needed energy there to jumpstart them back into this game.
Here's Cunningham. And the shot is good. Drop it in off the front of the rim. And that's now 27 points for Cade Cunningham. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. From 9 feet. And he nails the jumper. George has got 10 points.
Well, at 6'4", George is a long lead guard. It really helps him inside.
Thompson passes to Cunningham. Duran the screen. Elbow shot. And that one comes up a bit short. Jazz trail by 7. Markkanen from long range. Bailey, it's good on the putback. 12 points for him.
And that's a key bucket for Bailey, showing he can make a difference on the glass.
Oh, he muscles it in through the contact. They call the foul, and he's on his way to the line. A chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Well, they've been owning the painted area offensively. I love the intensity they're playing with down there.
And also, I just love how they've been moving the ball side to side on the perimeter. Great passing, unlocking their offensive potential.
Thompson, no good on the free throw.
Well, it'll be fun to watch Asar Thompson develop over his first few years in the league.
Not an easy rebound at all. But when you win that kind of battle, it gets your blood pumping.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. The Pistons are growing. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff said, I appreciate the work that the guys have put in, and I'm proud of what they're becoming. But we have more work to do. We're still taking steps. Our guys have improved. The team has improved, but we're not finished yet. Brian?
On the rise. Allie, thanks very much for the report. Markkanen misses. Detroit leading by 7. Cunningham outside. Pass to Skinny. And the foul on Kyle Filipowski. That'll be a second foul of the game.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
Jazz on D. They set a pick. 6 to shoot. Skinny passes to Ivy.
They're not shooting threes as well as they did in the first half. Their strong work ethic has been evident on the glass, really getting after it and being physical.
Now George. 10 points for him. Pass to Kessler. Utah moving the ball around. And George gets it to go on the assist by Kessler. George has got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, something changed for him at halftime. He's been more solid on the offensive end.
And here's Ivy. 9 points in the game. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
And Ivy has no fear when it comes to getting inside. He's got a strong frame and doesn't mind taking contact when he has to.
Detroit shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And he makes a first.
Well, a top 5 pick back in 2022. Jaden Ivey's athleticism sticks out in a league of athletes. He is that explosive.
And the Pistons making a change here. LeVert's checked in. And Utah with a change here too. Collier's checked in. And so he hits both. And it's Utah with the ball. They trail by 9. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Bailey. Here's Kessler. And here's George. The 3 is up. Sinks the tray. George has got 15 points.
Well, that's now his 3rd triple of the game, first here in this second half.
LeVert passes to Duran. Pass to Ivy. And a nice finish on the layup. Ivy's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that's fantastic body control. Ivy's showing he can take hits while shooting.
Filipowski up top. Here's Collier. He's checked by LeVert. Here's Bailey. Pass to Collier. Over LeVert. Collier, no good. Detroit leading by 8. Ivy passes to Skinny. Ivy against George. Spins. The baseline, Jay. Ivy's shot is off. Jazz trail by 8. Here's Bailey. 12 points for him. Kicks it to George. Filipowski, the pass to Bailey. Takes a 3. And they get it back. Filipowski sets a screen. George against Ivy. Second shot opportunity. Pass to Collier from the arc. The offensive rebound. Got it. Kessler's got 6.
Well, gobbling up boards is what Kessler does best. Got some points out of that one, too.
Here's Skinny. Here's the pick. Thompson outside. Now here's Ivy. Lets it go from deep. Sinks that one. Now shooting 5 of 10 and looking sharp.
Well, it's only his second 3 of the night. If he's going to heat up, the second half is a great time to do it.
Stand whether he's coming off the bench or starting. Karis LeVert has become a guy teams rely on.
Yeah, Brian, coaches love that about him. He can produce for you whenever you need him to. That readiness is a valuable trait in this league.
Now here's Ivy. They lead by the biggest margin of the game at 9.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet, we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
The Pistons making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Nurkic is checked in for Utah. Here's George. 15 points in the game. Pass to Collier. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Skinny.
Yeah, just hasn't been able to find his rhythm offensively, and that's having a ripple effect.
And here's Ivy. Here's Skinny. Fires the 3, and Detroit another 3.
Well, he's been more confident shooting it since the half. Let's see if that trend continues.
Pass to Bailey. Back to George. Utah moving the ball around. George a screen on Harris. Here's Bailey. Now here's Filipowski. For 3, Collier. The Pistons clear it. Thompson's got his 6th rebound on the night.
They keep going back to the same person expecting a different result. He hasn't scored the entire period.
LeVert outside for 3. And he can't get that one. Jazz trail by 12. 1:10 left in the third quarter here. To the inside. And Nurkic throws it down.
Oh, the big man, Nurkic, from super close range.
George against Ivy. Look at again. 7 for 12 and going at the defense.
Look, that's an opportunity you don't pass up.
Pass to Collier. Back to George. 35 seconds left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Filipowski sets a screen. Collier, no good.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Now here's Ivy. He's got 21. Here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
This is a heads-up play by Ivy. He sees what the pick and roll opens up and finds the best scoring option.
Ivy, second personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the floor.
Niang a screen. Fires for 3. Knocks down the long J. Niang's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
The value of good ball movement isn't lost on this squad.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons. They lead by 11 as the quarter comes to a close. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Duncan Robinson is out there with Tobias Harris. Then there's Cade Cunningham. Then it's Karis LeVert. And it's Stewart in at the center position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons.
Putting that size and the shooting ability to work. Markkanen loves putting up big numbers for his team.
Harris on the wing, defended by Niang. And George Niang gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
I have to admit, it's always a tough decision for the ref on the block charge call.
LeVert outside. Clock at 6. Cunningham outside.
Well, he hit a couple of threes in the first half, but none since then.
Off target from three-point range. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Right wing. Here's Collier. From deep. The rebound by Stewart.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Cunningham on the wing. And a miss there on the triple.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Pass to Niang. Now Markkanen. And here's Nurkic. Pounded by Harris. For 3, Collier. The rebound by Detroit. They've led by as many as 14.
And his struggles have been apparent. Unable to make an impact scoring the ball.
Count it. Good. And the Pistons lead by 11.
Yeah, that's inexcusable. The defense must push LeVert farther away from the basket than that.
Pass to Markkanen. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. Jalen Durant, he's checked in for Detroit. And a switch here also for Utah. Kessler's checked in.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
Free throw is off from Markkanen.
Just so many things Markkanen can do to help your team on both sides.
Pass to LeVert. Cunningham outside. LeVert, a screen on Kessler. And that one's good. Cunningham's got 29.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
Defensively, gotta close out a little faster. That's a look he'll make with regularity.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. Here's Collier. He's watched by Cunningham. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. But you can't make it that obvious.
Now here's Cunningham. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. When you think about the skill of Cade Cunningham, Grant, at his height, what a combination.
You know, B.A., whether it's scoring inside or seeing over the defense or just beasting on smaller guards, his 6'6" frame is certainly an advantage.
That free throw good from Cunningham.
Well, it's his heart and leadership that set Cunningham apart. He's never given you less than 100%, and he's always playing to win.
Both free throws good from Cunningham.
They're really shooting better from the free throw line since halftime. That's a big plus if you're holding a late lead.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Markkanen outside. Duren with a rebound. Duren's got 11 rebounds in the game.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Pass to Harris. Back to Cunningham. Shoots over Collier. And again, the Pistons missing. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Jazz. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth. Here's Sensabaugh. Here's Collier. Kessler, a screen on Cunningham. Utah with another miss.
In the second half, it seems like they've given him the green light. Might want to rethink that.
Shot from 16. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got 13 rebounds in the game. Glass eating. Here's Collier. Pass to Markkanen. To end the cold spell. Duren with a rebound. Duren's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. To the middle. Stolen by Kessler. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Markkanen inside. He's watched by Cunningham. And he banks in the layup. Markkanen's got 6 here in the quarter. And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now.
Give a big round of applause for your Pistons. Dance team.
Different look for Utah. Filipowski, he's checked in for Niang. Bailey comes in for Sensabaugh. And it's Keontae George in for Collier. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
J.B. Bickerstaff had some words for his team over the break. And they told their team, no easy threes. Let's guard that arc. Don't let anyone get an open look. With the lead, they want to close this one out with their perimeter defense. Back to you.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Ivy outside. Pass to Skinny. Thompson outside. Down low. Here's Skinny. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Defensive foul. Kyle Filipowski. Third personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for one. Number 17.
At just about 85% from the line tonight. They've looked more and more comfortable as the game's gone on.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Bailey. Ivy defends. And here's George. Now Kessler. Duran with a steal. Cunningham outside. Here's Skinny. Hits the target from 18 feet. And the Pistons lead by 15.
Well, I don't know if he needed the fadeaway, but the points count all the same.
Back to George. High post Kessler, working on Duran. Pass to Bailey. Now here's George. Over Cunningham. And here's Filipowski. Back to Markkanen. The three ball. The rebound by Detroit. Skinny's got 4 rebounds now.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Cunningham against George. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, there you see Cunningham's willingness to take contact, to battle for his shot inside.
Cunningham. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Cunningham.
Well, the pressure on Cunningham when he came into the league was immense. He's gone through adversity, but he's never stopped working to improve.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Bailey. Back to George. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Cunningham with the ball. Duran with a screen on George. Pass to Skinny. From 11 feet away. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. It goes on Kyle Filipowski.
15 foul. At the line for Detroit, number 17, 2 shots.
First free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Jazz trail by 18. Pass to Markkanen. Thompson with a steal. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
Yeah, that's good work by Thompson to get ahead of the pack and finish the break.
Utah's gone only 1 of 4 from the perimeter here in this 4th quarter. Kessler up top, covered by Duran. Now here's Filipowski. Shot clock at 6. Utah moving the ball around. Kessler, a screen on Cunningham. Here's George. Ooh, nothing falling for them right now. The Pistons lead by 20. Pass to Cunningham. And for most NBA teams, the draft is the best path to acquiring an NBA superstar. But it's not enough to get that high pick. You've got to get that one right, Stan.
Absolutely, B.A. And look, some of them are easy. Some of the top picks just stand out, and they're really, really easy. But some of them are very, very difficult, and especially as you move down even to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th picks. And the guys that hit on those are the guys that end up with the stars.
Utah with the ball. The Pistons getting their last shot to go. Here's George. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. Kessler, a screen on Cunningham. Markkanen outside. Lets the three fly. And Cunningham pulls it down.
Well, he had a great first half from three-point range, but hasn't quite gotten his touchback since the break.
Pass to Duren. Cunningham outside. Duren with a screen on George. Cunningham. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Big night for Cunningham. This is why he went first overall. Cade can take over a game.
And Bailey gets it to go.
Not the most effective pick, but he salvages the play with a terrific move.
Now Cunningham. Driving to the basket. 1:46 left in the fourth quarter. Three-pointer. Rebounded by the Jazz. Kessler's got rebound number 15 here tonight. And here's Markkanen. Now here's George. Three-pointer. Pure from three-point range. George has got 12 points here in the second half.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Pistons.
Offensively, they made the most of their trips.
They found multiple ways to score consistently, and a little luck doesn't hurt them either. They also got some nice bounces off the rim tonight, too.
And they pick up their fourth win of the year. Every victory so sweet in the association.
And against a non-conference opponent, you really want to win the first one. They'll go into the next one knowing how to beat this team for sure.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Cade Cunningham.
Well, we saw some exceptional passes from him tonight. His vision did a lot to elevate their offense.
Here's Skinny, following the bucket by Utah. Duren with a screen on George. Pulls the trigger. Oh, and just miss after miss right now. And it's blocked.
Yeah, aggressive defense from Ivy. Goes right at the shot and manages to block it.
And so it's Detroit easily grabbing this one. We saw two different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. With Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Cade Cunningham.